Magium, an interactive tale. The choices you make help Barry. Please be sure to vote using the card icon in the upper right-hand corner. Now that's the weirdest name for a mage I've ever heard in my life, especially for a Stillwater. Do you have something you want to tell me, Barry? I'm not a Stillwater, Darren. That thug just assumed I was and I took advantage of the situation. But you're not one of the locals either. Otherwise that spell of theirs would have alerted us the moment we sensed your presence. He's talking about the spell that the organizers of the tournament cast on each of the participants before teleporting us here. We aren't allowed to hurt the humans that live on this continent. So, their spell warns us when one of them is near. If what they say can be believed, their spell is supposed to stop us even before we try hurting any of the locals. If it's accidental, then it simply stops us before doing it. If it's intentional, it eliminates us from the tournament and sends us back. Their spell is also supposed to act as a means of communication with the organizers. They said they'll transmit the objectives to each of us individually. It's funny, all of those careful preparations on their side, and they never even bothered to check if I was a mage or not. Hell, what am I saying? They probably didn't even care. So you must be a participant then, Darren continues. What reason would you have to participate in a tournament against the most powerful mages in the world? I am after the same thing as every other participant in this tournament, Darren. But I'm not sure how wise it would be to tell you of this. I'm after the prize that's being offered to the winner, the Magium. Nobody knows exactly what it looks like or what it's made of, but everyone knows the fact that it is the source of all magic in the world, and that it can only be found on the continent of Verithia. All mages seek it. They crave it. They are certain that if they have access to it, they can increase their power 100-fold and become living legends. And although it's a common misconception that the Magium is only useful for learned mages, my studies have led me to believe that the Magium is so extraordinary that it can even turn a normal human into a mage. I've searched very long for a way to get into Verithia, but the only way one can travel to their continent is by receiving a direct invitation. Very few of those are sent yearly, and the people being teleported there are being held under direct supervision for the duration of their stay, and return with no information regarding the coordinates of the place. But when all hope seemed lost, the announcement came. A worldwide announcement by the kings of Verithia that they were organizing a tournament where every single mage in the world was invited, and the winner would be granted access to the Magium. I knew then that there would never be another chance like this. Why did you join this tournament, Barry? Darren asked me again. I can tell him the truth, tell him I was forced into it, or tell him I was looking for a cure for my sick sister. Many revelations, but which ones are true? Make your choice wisely, adventurer.